Welcome to Promo Insiders, the ASI Media podcast that shares the issues that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm Teresa Hegel, Executive Editor for Digital Content, and today I'm joined by Sarah Lewandowski and Sienna Christofferson. Thanks for
Hello.
joining us, guys.
Thank you.
Today we're going to do one of our fun taste test videos, but we're also going to kind of talk about the fall season, Halloween, and whether or not there's been Halloween creep with products coming earlier and earlier in the summer. So, Sienna, you had written a story a little bit about this like a week or two ago. Can you tell us a little bit about like what you found as far as um, is Halloween, shopping starting earlier in retail?
Yeah. So I wrote a story maybe about a week ago, just about Halloween stuff. And as we know, Halloween stuff is already out, even though it's August. But interestingly enough, as someone who didn't really know much about the industry, people prepare after 4th of July, which was news to
Yeah, in
me.
promo, right?
Yeah, in promo, which was totally news to me. A lot of people say that the big holidays is like 4th of July, Halloween, because they're so universally celebrated by everybody. Um, so yeah, I got to talk to a couple really cool people about how prepping for the season, you want to make sure, no one's going to be running out of supplies, and buying in bulk before to get ahead of the game.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like I guess we sort of know from promo that you try to plan these promotions what like 3 months in advance, because I know Sarah does like a promo planner that's always like holidays 3 months ahead of time from the actual thing. But I think when you are just like a regular consumer going into the store and seeing Halloween stuff 3 months in advance, it's like shocking and like why is it so early? But behind the scenes, that is kind of like the standard to try to get ahead of things. Um, I definitely see that the Spirit Halloween store is open by where I live, so it's definitely things are definitely gearing up for Halloween. But
Yeah.
um, it's I think it sort of depends on the stores. There were some stores that had their Halloween candy out already in July,
Mhm.
which is seems a bit crazy, but I don't know. I guess the chocolate would still be good by October, right? It doesn't go bad that
Right,
quickly.
right. Yeah, well, that was the other thing when I was writing the story that was interesting is that I guess you don't really like think about it when you're just a consumer, but once you're behind the scenes, like Dunkin' last week and Starbucks last week just dropped their like fall menu, which
Hmm.
is like infamous pumpkin spice latte. Everyone knows it. Which
Many
is
people hate it.
yes, yeah, very controversial. Um, but it's weird. It feels like every year it gets earlier, but obviously that's not necessarily true because people are already preparing in July.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it does seem to get earlier. People are talking about it more on social media and like, I'm ready for fall, I'm ready for my sweaters, I'm ready for this. Um, I thought it'd be fun to kind of go around and just since we're talking Halloween stuff, what was your best, either your most memorable, either because it's your favorite or because it was a big disaster, just like most memorable Halloween costume. And I can go first. I think my favorite is still when I was in elementary school, I wanted to be a crayon, and my mom actually made me a green crayon costume. And I think she did double duty because I think my brother got a dinosaur costume out of the same fabric. So that's why I had to be green. How
Oh, perfect.
about you, Sarah?
I think I'm not really a big Halloween person, so I never really like went all out with costumes. Like I kind of did what I had to do to get candy. That kind of, like the bare minimum.
Grudgingly.
Yeah, and it was always like something that was from like the mall, like the
Yeah.
mall kiosk. You know what I mean? It wasn't like my mom was not going to be making me costumes. It's just not going to happen. But I remember one year. So when I was in first grade, we got a turtle, a box turtle. She's still with us today. Her name
Oh,
is
wow.
Charlie. Yep, we've had her for almost 30 years. I just fed her some peaches this morning. She loved them.
Oh,
Yep. And we named her Charlie because we thought she was a boy. She is a girl. And we thought my mom wasn't going to make costumes, but thought, oh, wouldn't it be cool to dress up like your new turtle? So she put this like shell on me that like went over my head. And then like I had like the shell on the back and then like, the front. And then she put like, 90s kids, green stirrup pants And then I had like a green, a green like clown wig, like just to set off like the green. I don't know why. It was just like a green top. And then it was like so I saw the picture recently and it was so, and I think I was a little crying because like some kid was like pulling at my wig and I was getting like a little
no.
bullied. And I was like, it was like in the parade. I just wasn't having a good day. But maybe if I find that photo, like I'll show you guys. I couldn't find it in time. But yeah, that was probably my most memorable / kind of embarrassing costume that I was put into. Yeah.
How about you,
That's so
Sienna?
cute. Yeah, so I actually have pictures I can share. I
Ooh,
saved them to my work computer for this
yeah.
reason because this is weird. Like I was just a really weird kid. I mean, still kind of am inside, but when I was little, I was really strange. So I like had a fascination with airplanes.
Hmm.
Um, and so for Halloween, I wanted to be a dead flight attendant because I don't know why my brain
Because
is
that's what
broken.
it's always like the dead. Like one of my daughter's friends is like, oh, I want to be a dead ballerina. It's always just like you
Right.
want to be something, but then it has to be the dead thing, so you can
Oh my
like make it
goodness.
all crazy.
Scary.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I had like my grandma made me like a little pencil skirt, like that was navy, and then
Aw.
I made myself a little like badge that said like United Airlines with my name, like my name is Sienna. Just
Cute.
because I was weird. I don't know why I did
So
that.
how did you make it dead? Just like makeup?
I did like the white like face
Mm-hmm.
paint and then like black lipstick.
Mm.
So
Um
was the idea that the flight attendant had like the plane had crashed or like
I think, I don't know. The first scary movie I ever saw, I was like, do you guys remember the movie with Samuel L. Jackson, Snakes on a Plane?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So like I watched that movie when I was far too young, like really far too young. And I just like was like scared, really, really scared, but like obsessed with like planes and like Tom Hanks, what's that movie? Castaway,
Oh
Castaway.
yeah.
like something
Mm-hmm.
about like a plane crash and like you go missing like was very like mystifying to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the obsession. That's when it
Okay.
started.
Do you think you can? Let's see if you can share the photos.
Yeah, I can share. Should I share my screen?
Yeah, share your screen and show us the photos.
Okay. I have them all up. This
Oh
is
my
it.
God.
I blocked out my friend
can't
because
wait.
she doesn't need to be involved in this.
She has a very normal costume.
She's a normal, cute little witch, and there
You're
I
so
am.
cute.
It is cute.
Oh, you're so
Um,
cute.
but like I had the little, little like scarf and the little like a blazer.
You look like you're going to work.
Yeah,
I
you
yeah,
do.
I
First day at
was.
work.
So
So
yeah,
That's so
cute.
funny.
strange, very
Aw,
strange,
cute.
very strange. I don't know why I did that.
I like it. I like it. I like
Me
when people
too.
have, unique costumes because everybody, like these days, everybody was like for a few years, everyone was like Elsa from Frozen, and then everybody's
Right.
Moana, and then whatever. But it's fun when you see someone who has something unique. I think a couple of years ago at one of my daughter's Halloween parades, there was a girl that was dressed as a piano, like a full an upright
Oh,
piano, and I think she actually played music. I believe she had to kind of go sideways through doors, but it was impressive. It was definitely impressive.
yeah. I think that's half the fun is like making your costume. Like as an adult now, I always enjoy like semi-dress. I mean, I don't really dress up anymore, but like finding your little outfits and going thrifting and getting
Mhm.
stuff like that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so on another Halloween note, what is everyone's favorite Halloween candy?
I like Kit Kats
Kit Kats.
and
Yeah.
Twix. Those are my
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm also like anything chocolate,
Yeah.
like preferably dark chocolate
Oh, I
is
love dark
like
chocolate.
I can never, how some people are like, if there's like chocolate ice cream with like fudge and brownies, you know how some people are like, that's too much. I don't have a
Not
too
for
much
you.
It's never
chocolate
enough.
gene. Yeah. No, I don't have
Yeah.
that.
I love chocolate. I love Butterfingers actually.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Which I won't really buy them for myself, but whenever I look through like my daughter's, when I steal stuff from her candy bin for after Halloween, I take the
Mm-hmm.
Butterfingers. Just like the
Mm-hmm.
crunchiness of it.
Yeah. I have a question for a mom, Halloween. Do you
Uh-huh.
like dread Halloween? Because like since you're on the other side of it, like I always thought
Mm,
my mom hated
Uh,
like going
mm.
out.
I don't dread it because we have a perfect system now. We go to our local brewery has um, adult sippy cups. So that's
Oh,
actually a great promo thing. They're like those reusable, they look like the solo cups, but they're reusable cups with like the lid. So we take her into town. Our first stop is Yergis to get to fill up our sippy cup with beer. And then
sure.
we do the trick or treating, and it's a game changer.
Mhm.
I know you're
Yeah.
not drinking anymore, but
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you like a good beer and you don't feel like walking around with your kid, you just, fill up first and then it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And I always
Yeah.
see like other parents have their sippy cups and we kind of like toast each other as we're walking
Yeah.
by. So,
That's funny. Okay, there
Mm.
yeah.
you go. That's a great tip.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you know what? Obviously, you don't want to be the person who gets drunk, as you're trick or treating,
Right.
but like one beer is okay. It just kind of takes the edge off and you can enjoy
Yeah.
enjoy the walk more.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind it. Like if my daughter wanted me to like start making her elaborate costumes, that would be a problem. But
Right.
because we can just buy something, it's okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
So,
Fair.
so what about as far as the Halloween season, the fall season, do you guys have any ideas for how people in the promo industry can capitalize on that?
Mm.
For instance, I remember there was a supplier a few years ago who they made, I think they were like pumpkin spice scented coasters, and then
Mm.
they sent them out, and the little marketing piece was like, oh, not everybody, it's so controversial, but it's like so huge. Like, what are your feelings on pumpkin spice? So it's like you can get this cool like sensory experience, and then you could take it back to social media and like have like a poll or something that engages people in two ways, which I thought was a pretty cool idea.
Mhm.
Mm.
How about you, Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it has to be like super crazy. Like I think little I'm a big fan of like self promo and leave behinds for sales reps and distributors to have self promo. I think it could be as easy as if you're a distributor and you have like a local client who has a team of sales reps. I think honestly you could just get a bunch of pumpkins at like the local market, like small ones, or like little like
Hmm.
if but they should have maybe like a smooth writing surface. And if someone on your team is like a graphic designer who can do like a little bit of calligraphy, you could do like, they're like Happy Halloween and their name and number and like their company. Or like you could do like just a regular pumpkin and then do like ribbon with the brand colors from the company that's promoting themselves, and then put like a business card on it. Because like my sister is a real estate agent. I think I mentioned that before, but there's a local guy he's a mortgage guy, and he every season he has like little seasonal gifts that he drops off at people's either their homes or their brokerages or whatever. And like you come home and there's like last year she came home and there was a little pumpkin um her front porch, and it had like his business card on it. And I don't remember his name, but he's like the pumpkin guy. So
Mm.
she's
Yeah,
like, oh, like I'm gonna call the pumpkin guy for, and he's just with us he's just known as the pumpkin guy. And
but you
she
always
just
remember who he
you
is.
remember who he is. But it
Yeah,
wasn't like too crazy. It was like a
yeah,
pumpkin with a business card and some
yeah,
ribbon.
yeah.
And like
Well,
it's amazing.
yeah. My realtor did that for not pumpkins, but I think it was um like a big pot of like mums,
Yeah.
and it
Hmm.
just had her business card as like a little tag on it, like welcome fall,
Yeah. Hmm.
from such and such realtor.
Hmm.
Which I thought that was cool because it's something that people would appreciate. You wouldn't necessarily think of it. And yes, it's like a perishable thing, but it has that memorable factor because it's pretty,
Yep.
it's something, it fits with the season and it still has like a little bit of branding on it.
Exactly. Yep.
Mm.
How about you, Cian? As a newbie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm always amazed by like people in the industry how they can come up with it's like a creativity, but it's like a different type of creativity of like coming up with stuff like that. But in my story, I wrote like reusable bags, especially since Halloween, you're gonna be having a bag with you anyway.
Hmm.
Had there's like cute little Halloween ones. There's glow. I love glow too. I'm like a big glow person, so like the glow. There's glow in the dark bags. Anything glowing, especially since the nature of Halloween is you're at night.
Hmm.
So that's something that's kind of helpful in that way too. But having like giving out reusable bags so that you can hold your candy in it and also has, whatever information inside already, I think is, a helpful little tip.
Yeah, like a business can give out the reusable bag, and then it can be used by trick-or-treaters, but you can put like whatever kind of, marketing materials you want in there. So it's a nice, useful, memorable thing. All right, so of course the moment everyone's always waiting for is our silly taste test. I have 3 things, and they're not all Halloween fall related, but I'm going to start with one that is campfire s'more M&Ms, because like who doesn't love a good bonfire in the fall? It's like one of the fun things to do, and I love s'mores, so see what these taste like.
Is it paper? Is it made out of paper rather than plastic? Oh no, it's plastic. I thought it was paper for a second. I was like,
I think
oh, that's cool.
it is paper. It might be coated in plastic, but it does feel a little different. But it's nice fall colors, white, orange, brown. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. You can taste that little bit of like that toasted marshmallow flavor in there. It's pretty tasty.
Is it just chocolate? It's solid chocolate, or does each
it's
one
solid
is different?
chocolate, but it has like a bit of a, just like as you're chewing into it, you get that kind of toasty marshmallow flavor to it. So it's like a chocolate with a toasty marshmallow little kick, and it's quite tasty. So.
Okay.
All right, what do you got, Sarah?
So I have, I found junior mints in Halloween colors. So they're like, you can see
fun.
they're like the inside, but I don't know if they're going to taste different or if they're just different colors inside. So black and orange.
I love junior mints.
I love mint. Peppermint patties, love.
Spooky mints. Yeah, it's the same flavor. It's just a bit of a different look, but they're really good. Yeah. Really good.
They do that with
highly
Oreos
recommend.
too.
Oh yeah.
The Oreos just have like for Christmas they have like the red cream and then the orange, but they taste the same. But the orange is a little bit like scary. Like what is that? Or like cheese, maybe it reminds me of like cheese. Like that
Cheddar
doesn't sound
Oreos.
good.
What do you got? What do you have, Sienna?
Yeah, so I love Tate's. I don't know if you guys know what they're like. They have gluten-free versions of them, but they're like super thin, like crispy cookies, and these are pumpkin spice with white chocolate. My issue is I don't like white chocolate.
I hate white chocolate.
Yeah,
I think I would like it more if they didn't call it chocolate. If they weren't like trying to like claim the chocolate name, it might be okay. It might be acceptable.
Yeah, because it's not chocolate. It's just like, isn't it just like frosting or just like sugar?
Yeah, it's like it doesn't have the cacao or something in it. It doesn't have like one of the like critical ingredients to make it actual chocolate, and I reject it. I reject the very premise of white chocolate.
I reject it too. Okay. They smell so good. Like cinnamon, maple-y. Oh yeah. To die for. Yeah. How could you not like it? It tastes like pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
But not. But like
it's like biting into fall. It's just got that total feeling.
Yum. I love it.
Speaking of Sarah's favorite, Twix.
Oh yeah, fun.
But these are ghoulish green. And I don't think there's anything it says same great taste with ghoulish green cookie, but I had to get it because I wanted to see what the green cookie looked like. I mean, I guess a lot of them will just do the same candy, but just like add some food coloring to make it festive.
Yeah.
But it looks like a regular Twix. Okay, yeah, it's
oh my god,
very, very green in there.
Wow.
Let's take one little bite.
Yeah, green's not an appetizing color either.
I know. That like neon green.
No. But it tastes good. It tastes fine. Yeah, it's a regular Twix, but ghoulish. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So I also got, I mean, it's a little funny, but I've never had this before. So this is from, it's Scaredy Cats, but it's It's cotton candy, but I've never had cotton candy at home.
Yeah.
I've only ever had it at like a fair or something. So it's just like a pillow. It's like cotton in here, but this is watermelon. That's good. I do love cotton candy.
Oh, me too. That's one of my
Oh.
favorites. Well, we love the cotton candy grapes too. Those are always
Oh
like
yeah,
the
right.
first time I
Oh,
ever had a cotton
yeah.
candy grape, I was just like blown away. Like, how can they make this taste just like cotton candy? And I know it's just sugar, but there's just something about it that I love.
How do
And
they
you feel
make
better
cotton
about
candy?
yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and not if I've eaten like the whole, spool of it, then I sometimes feel a lot worse, but
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
depends
just
on
like
there's like a
disappears.
fine line.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's good.
Did you have anything
Yum.
else, Deanna?
That was all I could find. I went to all major places, like, major grocery stores. They say they put it out after Labor Day,
Okay.
which I feel like this is America. Put it out in July, right when you get it. That's what I'm here for.
Mm-hmm.
So a
Well, it's
little
like
upsetting.
I guess like the traditional thing would be to wait till after Labor Day, and then it's like the unofficial start of fall. So it would make sense, but I just feel like I'm so used to seeing everything so early now that I'm surprised that there's any stores that are waiting for that traditional time.
Right.
But
Right. Well, because school's starting, I feel like
Mhm.
that's fall indicator. And then when do
Yeah.
we go back? We fall back in September or October? We lose an
I don't
hour?
I don't remember when we do that. It's always a surprise to me every time it
Right.
happens.
It is.
It shouldn't be, but it is. I have one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really fall themed, but I had to get it. They're Jelly Bellies and they're boba
Oh.
boba flavored.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yum.
Do you guys like boba?
Mm-hmm.
I love boba.
Me too. I'm gonna try to find. So it says it's mango milk tea, taro milk tea, matcha milk tea, strawberry milk tea, and Thai milk tea. So I want to
Wow.
try to find. Let's see. Let's try them. This is the matcha one. It's green. They just look.
Ooh.
They're nice and like pastel colored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely taste the matcha. Pretty good. Pretty good. I wanted to find one of these taro ones that they're like hidden.
The taro's
Oh
like,
wait, no, I
isn't it
found one.
potato?
What's that?
Isn't taro potato? Or
Yeah, I
yam?
think it's kind of like a yam. There's a little purple one. That's pretty good too. But yeah, it
Okay.
does have that kind of boba milk tea flavor. Interesting. Jelly Belly just has like every kind of thing you could think of.
Yeah, right, they do.
But sometimes it's just weird because it's like, well, why would you want a popcorn flavored jelly bean? Because part of the fun of popcorn is the texture of it. And then you kind of lose
Right.
that in jelly bean form. So
100%. That's why I don't love jelly beans. Also, because you can't take a handful. If you have like a variety and you take a handful of like jelly beans,
yeah.
it's gonna be
That's
a
true.
bad experience.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
true.
doesn't work. You need to have
You're
each
right.
discrete flavor.
You gotta like
Yeah.
be like very specific. If you combine them, be specific. Like this is gonna be blueberry pie, or like
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
interesting.
I
Yeah.
feel like Jelly Belly at one time had those like little charts where you could say,
They
okay,
did.
combine these two and then you'll get a new
Hmm.
flavor, which I think is
You're
also
right.
pretty clever marketing.
You're right.
Um,
They did have that. Mm-hmm.
all right. Well, do you have anything else, Sarah?
I have one more thing.
All right,
So I
let's see
found
it.
I'm a big marshmallow person, and I found these like not gourmet, but they're like these fancy marshmallows. So they're called Monster Marsh,
Oh, I
and they
love
have
it.
this little monster on, but they come individually
Oh, it's
wrapped.
Stuffed Puffs. Stuffed
Yeah.
Puffs is around where I live. They have the
Oh,
factory.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this
They're
big,
like the
huge
marshmallows that
marshmallow.
have filling already in them. So the idea is supposed to be that you can just get a marshmallow, roast it without having
Right.
to have chocolate because the chocolate's already inside.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh.
And this has the chocolate inside, but it's a green marshmallow and it's covered in these like Halloween sprinkles.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, mm, that's really good.
It's chocolate inside?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
You just need
hard
one.
or is it soft chocolate
Yeah, it's kind of hard, so I guess so it'll melt
when you roast it? Okay.
when you roast it.
I feel
Yeah.
like
Ooh,
marshmallows, like gourmet marshmallows, are becoming a thing.
a thing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like I've actually I got tricked into from a social media ad like buying like gourmet marshmallows once, and it was,
tricked.
well, I mean, I was like, oh, that looks really good. And they had like really interesting flavors. And they, on their like, Instagram, they show like videos of them making the marshmallows and cutting them. And it's probably like an ASMR kind of experience, but
Right.
they were really good. They were too expensive for what I paid for these marshmallows. But then I saw, which is, not this season, but coming up, they actually had a marshmallow advent calendar, which
Oh
was
my
all the
God.
different marshmallow
Oh,
flavors, which I thought was really interesting. But I think by the time I found it, they were already sold out of it. So I was like, okay, I guess I won't get the marshmallow advent calendar.
I
But
love those, all the advent calendars that people
yeah,
come up with. I think
yeah,
they're
Mhm.
so fun. I never,
yeah.
because I never had did an advent calendar growing up. I feel like
Neither did
that
I.
wasn't a thing.
But I like that they're getting creative with them because
Yeah.
it's a clever idea and it keeps you engaged with the brand for like what, a whole month. So
Yeah.
it makes perfect sense. And then you can try like different samples and different flavors in a really fun way.
Right. Yeah. There was one for makeup and it was like a Tarte or maybe it was Maybelline and it was like a little tiny mascara and a little moisturizer. So even if you don't want to buy a whole mascara and like
Yeah.
waste it, you can just
Yeah.
have a little sample and just, oh, I'm gonna buy that next time I'm in the
Yeah.
store.
Yeah. It's a great idea.
Mhm.
All right. Well, this was really fun, guys. Thank you so much for sharing your ideas, your childhood traumas,
Yeah.
and your treats with us. So happy Halloween to everyone. Happy fall. Once again, I'm Teresa Hegel with ASI Media.